Placerville families, hope you guys are doing really well. I know what you guys are thinking. It's at the end of the school year, the end of the Placerville video series. But no. We still have more videos to do, so I hope you enjoy them. Hope you guys had a great weekend this weekend. Weather was a little funky, but hopefully you got to get out and do a few things. Me, this weekend, got my hair cut. I was excited about that. 4 months with no haircut. So, big shout out to Alex over at Supercuts. Thank you so much for taking care of that mess. So today, I am super excited. Very excited that we get to talk with our counselors here in the district. We have amazing counselors here in Placerville, and we are very lucky to have them. So I want to introduce Gail, Alyssa, and Brittany. This is our counseling team within the district. And just have a few questions for them, and they have some information they want to share with us. So to start off with, you guys do an amazing job working with our students. Student well-being is extremely important to us all. For them to be successful in school, for them to be successful in life, they need to have very good well-being for themselves, and you guys help with that. Now, 2.5 months ago, you weren't able to see them face-to-face, and you weren't able to have them in your rooms and be able to work with small groups with students. So how did that transition happen, and how were you able to work with students in a distant setting?
So of course our preference is to see your students in person on campus. That really is, we love that part of our job, but we quickly had to shift to the virtual resources that were available to us. We used email, we quickly learned about Zoom, Google Forms that we can access information from families and students. We have the old-fashioned mail sometimes when the technology wasn't our friend. So we used all the platforms that were available to us, and we'll again use those in the fall if necessary.
Well, good. In the conversations that you had with kids during the last couple months, and the conversations you had with parents, what were some of the concerns that came to you that you were able to help address?
Right. Well, we each sent out surveys to the parents and as well as the kids. So we got to reach each and every family, which was excellent at each of the 3 sites. And from the parents, we had a lot of different concerns. Some were financial, some were work related. A lot of our parents are working from home, but also trying to manage the kids and academics that way. I found that was probably the biggest struggle I heard about. Besides the stressors that they have, there was a lot of parents worried about kids getting set back academically because they haven't been getting the regular education. And I think a good thing to remember is that our whole nation is in this together, and everybody's kind of getting a setback. It's not just your child or your family. Loss of connection seemed to be huge.
That was major.
A lot of people are missing their friends. So that's pretty much for parents. Kids reported being sad, anxious, fearful, bored. A lot of them were happy. A lot of them were really, happy to be able to stay up later and sleep in the morning, and wear pajamas all day. But yeah, they were missing connections not only with their peers, but with adults that were positive at their school sites, teachers and such. They're used to being on a schedule, and so that whole thing has been disrupted for them. So I think that was an interruption for sure.
You bet. No, definitely. Well, now we're moving into summer vacation. As you can see, I've got the summer attire going already. Put the work uniform into the back of the closet, pulled out the summer. But you guys are off for the rest of the summer, which is great. Hope you guys are able to do something fun and get out a little bit. So what's some advice that you might have for parents going through this summer? Because there's probably still some anxiety or some apprehension with our students. What advice do you have for our parents to help them through that?
Well, and it's definitely normal for our parents and kids even to still be experiencing some of that anxiety into the summer, maybe carrying it over from all of the chaos that we just lived through. So I think the biggest message that we would want to convey to our parents and our students is that summertime is your chance to relax. Summertime is your chance to recoup some of that energy that you had to put into adjusting to distance learning and different work schedules and all of the other things that had to change in your life. So we would recommend using this time to reconnect with each other, with your family, and find a lot of fun, maybe new and different activities to do. And I know some examples of that we've thought of could include making forts in your living room and camping out, playing Lava Monster, where you have to pretend like the floor is lava and you can only use pillows and cushions and blankets to get from one end of the place to the other. You could invent a new type of cookie and bake that together. Those are some ideas for activities, and I know that we have all sent out an email or resources in some form that will provide you with more ideas to kind of keep that rolling. But the bottom line is to relax and enjoy this time together and de-stress as much as possible.
That's good advice.
Oh, that's thank you, Brittany. That's great advice. That's great advice for all of us.
Oh,
I mean, I think all of us need
Yeah.
to have a chance to de-stress just
And
a little
play,
bit.
play,
Yes.
so
Play a little bit,
Play
definitely.
as much as you can.
That is good. I know Brittany just mentioned some resources. Those resources are going to be attached to this email that you're getting on this video, and we're also going to post those resources on our website. So feel free to look for those as well. Is there anything else you guys want to add before we wrap up?
Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about the signs for parents to look out for, just because we're not gonna be able to keep in touch over summer with their kiddos, so they might wanna have some tips on, unusual behaviors, to look out for in case they need to reach out for help. With anxiety and fear and sadness and depression, some of that can be, physical. It could be, disruptions in sleep or eating patterns. It could be, complaints of headaches or stomach aches. It could be nervous bad habits that they've picked up. It could be withdrawing from normal activities that they normally do, not wanting to participate. You all know your own children well, and so any kind of thing that's interfering with their normal routine that is taking away from your quality of life, that's when you want to reach out for help. There's a million others. It could be dysregulation, like maybe they can't regulate their behavior, they're having tantrums.
Screen time too. Sometimes spending hours upon hours on a screen can be a sign that a child is just feeling overwhelmed with everything and doesn't know any other ways to cope, so they're choosing to use screens to disengage instead of coping with what's going on.
So what we recommend for parents is to really just check in with their kids. I would say daily. How are you doing? Ask them questions. How's your body feeling? What are you worried about these days? And like we mentioned, play. Kids more than anything want to connect with their families and play. That's kind of how they solve their problems. Through play.
And the other thing is that, as we transition back to school in the fall, it's really important. Obviously, we went from a very structured environment to fairly chaotic, and hopefully it's stabilizing. But as we get closer to school and hopefully being able to be back on campuses, it would be a really good thing to look to build in some more structure as we get to the end of July, beginning of August, kind of look to build in a little more regular bedtime and a waking time that's gonna approximate having to get up and get to school, because those things are not magically gonna kick in overnight. So if you can, approximate it a few weeks out, then maybe a little closer, and then actually working on when they need to be in bed and then get up. And that's different for each of the ages, but over the summer, really just enjoy the downtime, like we all said. And then there will be resources listed on here. There are additional resources that are on the Markham Middle School webpage. If you go to the school counselor link, There are specific COVID resources on there, and then there's also community resources that include mental health resources, food and clothing resources, and then a wide range of national hotline numbers that may be useful to you. So we wish you the best this summer. Really enjoy and have fun with your family, and then we look forward to seeing you in the fall.
And
Oh.
we miss you all so much.
Do
Yes.
miss you terribly.
Definitely.
The other thing is, parents, you have a unique opportunity to set the tone in your households. So with all the things going on in our world today, you can choose to remain calm and set that tone for your kids, because they're gonna pick up on all of your stressors as well. So self-care is really important. If you're feeling stressed out and frazzled, remember to take care of yourself so that you can do a good job taking care of your family.
Definitely, thank you. That's a very good point. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for everything you do for our students. Thank you for everything you do for our families. You do an amazing job for our school district, so thank you for being here. Now, like I said on Friday, some of the difficult times we're still in the middle of. And during difficult times, that's when we need to show more compassion. We need to show more understanding. We need to show more concern for each other, more patience. You know, that's when those difficult times happen. That's when those characteristics need to come out even more. We need to hold on to some of our ideals that we hold dear. Those ideals of honesty, those ideals of empathy, those ideals of open and honest and constant communication. So, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for partnering with us, and thank you for everything you do.